Confirmation bias. You already have an opinion, so you go online to check the facts. You click the first result, then the next one. They all agree with you. You stop searching. This is confirmation bias. Your brain prefers information that supports what it already believes. Anything that disagrees feels uncomfortable, so it gets skipped, questioned, or ignored. You're not really looking for truth. You're looking for reassurance. Two people can look at the same event and walk away with completely different conclusions. Not because the facts changed, but because their brains filtered what they wanted to see. Confirmation bias doesn't change reality. It only changes which parts of reality you accept. Availability heuristic. You hear about a plane crash on the news, graphic footage, endless coverage. Suddenly, flying feels dangerous, but you drove today without thinking twice. This is the availability heuristic. Your brain judges how common something is based on how easily examples come to mind. If an event is vivid, recent, or emotional, your brain assumes it happens more often. Rare events feel frequent. Quiet risks feel invisible. You don't fear what's most likely. You fear what's easiest to remember. The availability heuristic doesn't measure reality. It measures exposure. Loss aversion. Imagine this. You lose $100. Your mood drops instantly. You keep thinking about it. All the what-ifs start playing in your head. Now imagine gaining $100. It feels good, but honestly, you move on pretty quickly. That difference? That's loss aversion. Your brain feels losses more deeply than gains. So without realizing it, you start playing it safe. You hold on to things longer than you should. You avoid chances that could actually help you. You pick the option that hurts the least, not because it's better, but because it feels safer. That's loss aversion. Sunk cost fallacy. You're standing in a long line. You've already waited 10 minutes, then 20. It's barely moving. You think about leaving, but then you tell yourself, I've already waited this long. So you stay. That's the sunk cost fallacy. Your brain treats past time and effort like a reason to keep going. Even when the situation hasn't improved, the time is already gone. Staying won't bring it back, but walking away feels like losing. So you invest more and stay stuck longer than you should. Halo effect. You meet someone new, they look confident, well-dressed, put together, so before they even speak, you assume they're smart, capable, trustworthy. That's the halo effect. One positive trait creates a glow around everything else. Your brain fills in the gaps without checking the facts. You're not judging what they've done. You're judging how they made you feel. The halo effect doesn't mean you're careless. It means your brain prefers shortcuts. And sometimes a good first impression does all the thinking for you. Negativity bias. You have a good day. Most things go right. People are kind. Nothing goes wrong. Then one small thing happens. A comment, a mistake, and suddenly that's all you think about. That's negativity bias. Your brain holds on to negative experiences more tightly than positive ones. One bad moment can outweigh 10 good ones. Not because it matters more, but because your brain is wired to notice threats. Negativity bias doesn't show you the full picture. It zooms in on what went wrong and lets the rest fade away. Optimism bias. You hear about something going wrong, an accident, a failure, a bad outcome. You think, that won't happen to me. You feel careful, smart, different. That's optimism bias. Your brain believes bad things are more likely to happen to other people. So risks feel smaller, warnings feel distant. You plan for the best and quietly ignore the rest. Optimism bias isn't about confidence, it's about distance. Bad outcomes feel far away until they aren't. Status quo bias. You think about making a change. Nothing is terrible, but nothing is great either. You tell yourself, I'll deal with it later. So things stay the same. That's status quo bias. Your brain prefers what's familiar, even when better options exist. Change feels risky. Staying put feels safe. Not because it's better, but because it's known. Status quo bias keeps you comfortable, not moving forward, just staying where you are. Dunning-Kruger effect. You learn a little about something, just enough to feel confident. So you speak up. You're sure you're right. You don't see the gaps yet. That's the Dunning-Kruger effect. When you know very little, you don't know what you're missing. Confidence comes first. Skill comes later. As you learn more, you start noticing how much you don't know. Confidence drops. Understanding grows. The Dunning-Kruger effect isn't arrogance. It's incomplete awareness. Recency effect. You hear a lot of information, but the last thing you hear is what sticks. It feels clearer, more important, more convincing. That's the recency effect. Your brain gives extra weight to what it encountered most recently. Earlier details fade, even if they mattered more. So the final impression ends up shaping the decision. The recency effect doesn't mean the last thing was best. It just means it was last. Which one caught you off guard? Comment the bias you've noticed in yourself. More videos like this coming your way. Subscribe and hit the bell icon. Signing off.